Thanks to EA for providing me early access to the Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. All opinions are my own. She was a fairy, yeah, she was a fairy with a fatty on their daddy. I don't even know the words. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, vstreetlove. I'm Vanessa, my pronouns are she, her, and on this channel I like to make silly Sims videos. And today, we are looking at the new Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. It's gonna be a showcase of all of the CAS items in Enchanted by Nature. And you can check out the timestamps in the description below to jump to the part that interests you most. And a friendly reminder, this is not final software, and I only have Enchanted by Nature plus the base game. If you're interested in some of the gameplay for the pack, make sure you check out my first impressions video and subscribe to the channel because more videos are coming. And I'm also going to be going live with this pack, so you're going to want to be subscribed for that because the shenanigans will continue. So let's jump into CAS, and I feel like we should just start for the reason for the season. Let's look at the fairy specific stuff. So in Enchanted by Nature, obviously we get fairies and we get all of these different wing variants for fairies as well. With Enchanted by Nature, we get 26 different wing variants and then an additional wing variant if you want your fairy sim to not have any wings at all. So I'm just clicking through all of these different options so you can see like the different shapes and the different cutouts of each of the wings, how big some of them are and how small others of them are. And as you can see as well, every time I click through, there's also like the little paint options. You can randomize the colors for the wings, but then each of the wings has like default color swatches that you can choose from to start. And then like I said, you can just also decide that you don't want your fairy to have any wings at all. So clicking through these different variants, you can see here, there's like 3 different default variants for some of these and like 4 for others. But again, you can decide, you can click through and decide which of the colors that you want to change any of the like spots to. And also we have a paint mode. So you can use the paint mode to paint on the wings and do specific designs if you would like. By default, the mirror painting is turned on, but you can turn that off if you want to do like a special little design on just one side of the wing or like special colors. You can obviously change the transparency to decide how light or dark the color you're painting on is. And yeah, when you get out of paint mode, those are committed. You can also click to remove the painting that you did if you're like, JK, I don't really like what I did here. But you can see even here, like there's an iridescent effect with these wings. But there's really so much. Like if you have been wanting fairies specifically to like put different wings on your Sims and have them fly around looking completely different, this is definitely like your pack. I mean, I think they did an awesome job with all of these different wing variants. And like I said, with the different sizes as well, like this is just so little. Now, the fairy wings don't take into effect until your Sim is a teenager. So if you have Sims who are born as fairies, you know, because that genetics does pass down like with other cults, they will experience certain things as fairy youths. Like they'll have certain issues with like emotions and stuff like that, but they're not gonna have wings and you're not gonna see that until they become teenagers, until they basically have the adult frame. So that's, you know, it's unfortunate, but it basically, that's how the Sims 4 specifically has decided to do a cult. That it's going to affect once they become teenagers, once they have the same frame that is the young adult, elder frame, which includes teenagers. So yeah, I mean, you know, it is a drawback, but for what we do get, I feel like this is really cool, right? And like I said, you can paint on them. So a lot of, I feel like what you get CAS wise comes with these wings. Okay, so I'll just pick this as a default. Jumping into some of the other things we do get some new teeth. So we get some new teeth that we like, that looks more like for human Sims, but then this variant that's kind of spooky for like fairy Sims if you want to make a spooky fairy Sim. And then the same thing with the cults, you can link their form or unlink their form. So the things that I'm doing right now with my Sims teeth do not affect my Sims like human form. Obviously we get new eye variants, so you can see the new eye colors that we get here. And forgive me if I click on something that we already have. I can't tell I can't tell what's new and what's old or whatever. It all looks spooky, scary, new to me, okay? Another thing that we get with this pack are new tattoos, and we also have tattoos that are like fairy specific. So if you do have a fairy sim, they get this variant of a tattoo that has like glowing swirls on it, basically. And there is a variant for like each part of the body. So your sim can be covered in this like glowing swirl. And it does come in several different swatches. And then obviously you can kind of adjust the brightness and the hue and saturation. But I think this is really cool because this specifically is available to the fairy sims. Okay, as I am editing the video, I realized I also forgot to show off all of the different skin tones that we're getting. They added 18 new skin tones, and you can only access these when you are a fairy. Hence why when I was editing the video, I realized because I was in my sim's normal fairy form, I didn't see all these different skin tone options. So that is kind of unfortunate. I am hoping that when we have all the packs installed, that we have access to all of these different skin tones as different occults, because that would be cool to make, like, I don't know, blue vampire or something like that. So wanted to add that in there as well. Jumping to her like regular human sim form, we do have some new tattoos and some different parts of the body. So we have the gnome, we have like the Celtic knot inspired variant, which comes in several different swatches. We've got the swirls, but these ones aren't glowing. So this like swirly vine, this is just kind of like the regular version that you can get for your sims, but it's not the like glowing variant. We also have this like flower tattoo that I really like this one. You can kind of shift the hues a little bit, but there's no like swatches for this. We have the Celtic knot as well for this other side of your arm. So you can kind of mix and match and add them both. We've got this mushroom, and I really do like this one, actually. I feel like I would even like this in real life. I kind of have an Alice in Wonderland tattoo already, so I just feel like this would go perfectly with it. We have this, is this like a lotus or something? It may not be, it's not a lotus, but it's like a fancy little flower, okay? We got a fancy flower tattoo. We've got a tattoo that is actually just like dirty feet, is dirty feet as a tattoo. So, you know, with this pack, there is the whole natural living element and living outside. So we do have these swatches. On darker skin tones, it's harder to see this swatch. It's basically impossible, but you do see like the green. Like if I change this sim's skin tone to be like darker, you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, like here, you're not seeing the dirty feet for real. It's like hardly there, but you do see it when it's covered in like green grass. Like that does show up pretty well. So I've used that swatch when I made other darker sims, but I almost wish like there was like a variant where you can like, I don't know, shift it to be, if you could shift the brightness basically is what I wish you could do. So it would be easier to see on darker skin sims. So in theory, I like the idea of this, but I'm not always sure about the execution of this. Again, I just want to point out, because I can't remember right now if I already did this, but yeah, we do have the like vines available in a non-glow version. So you can get the different color variations in the non-glow version. For this. We do have this little fairy froggy tattoo, which is also really cute. I wish this came in little color variants. You can shift the hue of this, but this is hilarious. And then you can have a little freezer bunny back tattoo. It's the freezer bunny as a fairy is so cute. And then we have a new like face tattoo, which is I'm laughing because like how intense. What a beautiful tattoo, but also like what an intense thing to have on your face. Okay, so for hairs, we got several new hairs for like teens through elders. We got this curly hair variant, which I'm not gonna go through all the different color swatches. I just wanna show you the swatches of the hair that we got. We have this hair with this headpiece variant that Mother Nature wears in the game. So this is interesting. I'm not exactly sure what this kind of like crown thing is called, if there's a specific name for it, but it's very like fantastical looking. And this is one of those items that depending on the hair color, the item itself changes, which, how do you feel about that as a player? Now, I'm clicking through all these swatches here because, you know, this actually has consequences depending on the color you choose. But yeah, I see we're separate. We've got this straight hair with some leaves in it. Love this for us. Absolutely hilarious. The leaves do seem to change color as well, depending on which hair color you choose. So that's fun. But you know what? It's cute. It's a cute little hairstyle. Then we have this like updo with like a little braid and like some twists coming down. There's also some braids on the side here. I can change the color so you can kind of see a little bit better. When I first saw this, I was like, this is a lot of hair. Like this sim is basically Rapunzel with all that hair kind of piled onto the back. Like that's a lot of hair for this sim. But there's a variant to this hair with tinsel in it. So again, another like a magical fairy tale little moment. And you know, when you know, the tinsel changes color depending on the hair color, I guess to, you know, kind of complement whatever hair color you decide to choose. But you know, one day I have to believe that we'll be able to change the little details separately from the hair. You know, we can only hope. We got 2 new Afro textured hairstyles in this pack, which is, if you know, you know. So I love that we have this. I like how the parts look in the back here. It's like a mix of twists and braids, which is interesting. I've never done that IRL, but it doesn't mean that it could happen. It just means I need like a greater imagination. And there's a tinsel variant of this one as well. So I'm gonna assume, yep, that when you click through, the tinsel changes colors. But yeah, no, this is, oh wait, I clicked the wrong thing. Here we go. This is, this is cute. I like the tinsel. That's not something I would have thought that we would have had with The Sims. So like, this is actually really cool. We've got this shorter, kind of like tapered hairstyle. And then we have a variant of it with like the Celtic knot kind of design cut out in it. So this is a neat hairstyle as well. And then look how dope this next one is. This is lit. I love this. I also wish that like plant sims would generate with this hair, because it seems like in the game they don't actually generate with this hair. But look, on the back, it's like there's roots and there's leaves and like flowers, and like the hair itself is kind of like grass. And then, yeah, when you, depending on what color you decide, all of the different leaves and stuff change color. But I almost feel like for this one, it's kind of cool because it's less about the actual like hair color and more about what do you want like the grass and the leaves and stuff to actually look like. So this one's like really neat. Okay, so this is the other Afro textured hairstyle. It's like a dreadlock hairstyle. We got some braids, little knot in here, very neat parts, which I'm like, ooh, not necessarily, you know, not what you necessarily expect when it comes to like dreadlocks. Like this could have been even a little bit more like natural, free flowing. And I think I would have been happy with it either way. But I like we've got this top knot. I like we've got some knots throughout. This is like a really nice little hairstyle to have added to the game through Enchanted by Nature. We have a variation of this same hairstyle that we kind of had before, but this one is more of like a taper all the way down. Actually, this sim looks really good with this hair, like literally like this with the tattoo and this grayish hair. This is a vibe. And lastly, we've got this like slick back, almost, I don't know. To me, I'm like, this reminds me of like an elf kind of like vibe, which does remind me, we got some new ears with the base game, which I think you did see. So I think, you know, it complements this pack really well. It will be funny to see random townies generated with these ears. I wonder, I hope they put like a special code or something with these so it would be harder to generate with them, but you know, we'll see. As far as accessories, we got this new earring, and then we got 2 variants of this earring. One where it's just on one side, and then a variant where it's on both sides. Comes in a few different swatches. What is it, 6? I'm like, math is essential. I've been doing a lot of math in this video. And then we also have this like kind of like fern style earring, like that like hangs and dangles. I feel like I would like these in real life. 8 different swatches of this. So like mostly natural swatches and then a fun little, a couple little fun funky swatches. We got this new like mask in glasses. Comes in 9 different swatches. So I think again, perfect for maybe like a fairy variant, or if you're gonna do like a costume ball, like a masquerade little ball, this is a fun little option to have. For necklaces, we got 3 new necklaces. We got this fancy choker. Comes in 9 different swatches, and it looks a little sharp, honestly. It looks a little dangerous to be wearing, but it's like, it's kind of hot. This though, when I saw this in the trailer, I was like, oh dear Lord, this is about to be my new favorite thing. I don't even know how I'm gonna use it yet, but I love it. If my name would move, I could tell you. It looks like it comes in 12 different swatches. At least I can kind of see that. Okay, thank you. It comes in 12 different swatches, and this item is lit. I love these like iridescent kind of swatches. Those 2 of my favorites. I love this item. This item is so cool. I feel like I want to do that in real life. I meant to do it for Pride, but I didn't have enough little crystal things. Okay. We also have this necklace, which is like a little twine with like a key on it, which it's kind of hard to see. So I just wanted to change what shirt she was wearing so you could see that a little bit better. But this comes in 9 different swatches where like the twine part kind of changes, and then the key kind of like shifts as well. And then looking into makeup, we have this makeup look, which I'm definitely gonna try for some video in the future. So if you see this look, don't be surprised. With like the little leaves coming off of it, and then like the shift in the eyeshadow colors. You know, again, with the makeup looks in The Sims, I just find it so funny because I'm like, I feel like I'm not pushing my Sims enough to wear like fun, colorful makeup. And so I'll try moving forward. Normally I avoid these. I avoid these like the plague because I'm usually not going for like interesting when it comes to makeup. I'm usually going for like, what can I just get away with real quick to look natural? But this is like a fun little look. And then for face paint variants, we got 3 new face paint variants. So this is another one that I'm definitely gonna try. So again, don't say anything when you see me trying this. I'm gonna get rid of the eyeshadow so we can see it a little bit better. But look how, oh, this is so good. I feel like this is so good for fairies, right? And there's 12 different variants of this. And I'm also interested in seeing how some of these look on darker skin. So I am gonna double check with these, like what they look like with darker skin. But we've got that first variant. This one has like some flowers and stuff. She does have a flower face tattoo, which is kind of getting in the way of the vibe there. So I'm gonna angle her face like this so you can see these 12 different swatches. But this is, I like this. The username is really killing the vibe. Okay, thank you. And so yeah, this was really cool. I feel like this would be funky to try IRL. And this is just, I don't even know, just a night sky slapped across the face if you got just a mystical sim vibe, right? Like this is neat. Okay, so the darker skin tone, looking at some of this stuff, I mean, you know, I think it's just gonna be that some of these are just gonna work better than others. Maybe adjusting like the saturation, like making things a little bit more saturated, bringing down the brightness, I think helps a lot of just making things feel more like they are actually being applied to this sim skin. If you want to take down the opacity, you can do that as well, right? But yeah, like we go from kind of like an ashy look by default to if I up the saturation a little bit and then bring down the brightness. Bringing down the brightness okay, again, the username. Okay, thank you. Bringing down the brightness just helps it feel like it's being applied to a darker skin tone. And then, like I said, you can bring down the opacity if you want to, but I kind of like a little upping of the saturation, a little bringing down of the brightness. But then some of these, like this one, I feel like is just a better swatch overall for a darker skin tone. And this one's fun and funky, right? With the kind of glowing kind of vibe. But yeah, some of these just look like chalk. Oh. And then you have something like this, which is like super saturated on a darker skin tone. And I don't know, I think these are kind of fun. Even on the like darker skin tone, I don't think these look bad. I think if you wanted to switch, like, I think just kind of like pulling back the saturation and changing the brightness can make it feel like it's being applied to skin. But this is the kind of thing that I'm like, you would have applied this with paint, so it just would be bright on a darker skin. And then just the night sky across the face, I don't even know what to say about this because I'm not even sure I'm not even sure the vibe of this per se on a lighter skin tone, right? Obviously this one I feel like looks pretty good. The white one was kind of like you know, I don't know what to say because again, I'm not exactly sure what this is, but this is fun. Somebody who's watching this, you know exactly what this is and exactly how you're going to use this. So if you want to share in the comments, please do, because I am definitely looking to be inspired. Another exciting thing that I forgot to record for this video is the new headwear that we got in this pack. So we've got these horns where we have, looks like 12 different swatches, and this is definitely taking some of the fantastical elements that come with this new pack, We also have 13 swatches for these horns as well. These ones, I know it's kind of hard to see because it gets cut off. There's like these little metal rings on them, so it's like little decorative pieces. I am curious how this one got on there. It looks a little impossible, and this one too, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna question it because it is a fun little detail, a fun little ad. This is like my favorite piece, this like flower crown piece, and I'm in the fairy form, but if I switch to this Sims human form, you can see that these headwear pieces are actually available to the human form of Sims. Okay, I don't know what just happened with that. But this headpiece comes in 12 different swatches, and I'm glad that it's used as a separate headpiece. Obviously, it's clipping with this hairstyle, so that's something to consider when you are choosing different hairstyles for your Sims. But because it's basically like a hat, you can put it on anything. Like if I use this shorter afro textured hairstyle, you see there's a lot less clipping, but if I use like the bigger fro, you hardly see this at all. And you know, this goes back to a thought that I had about this, where I do wish that they had given us an afro with like flowers or butterfly clips or something like I'm wearing in the video. So I'm a little disappointed by that, but at least we have this headpiece thing that works for several, but not all of the hairstyles, and that it's not actually attached to a hairstyle, which is something that they've done in the past. Like I'm thinking My Wedding Stories when they have the afro with like a clip in it, right? We also have this headband piece, which I am happy to have. It's like a big braided headband with a braid in it. Comes in, it looks like 17 different swatches if I'm doing math correctly. And it has all of these different colors here, some solid, some mixing, as you can see with the way that the swatch shows up here. And then we also have like the solid white and the solid black option. We have this crown, which is kind of like, I can't remember what they called it. This has a specific name. If you remember, you can let me know in the comments. But this has a lot of different swatches. My quick math is failing me, but I think there's 19. And it has like a gem in the center and then these like metal leaves around it, which is really cool. And then also the metal leaves, there's like solid black, solid white, and then like more metallic-y colors, as well as like this green. We have this hat that has this like little bit of like flowers and like, what is that, leaves and berries in it with some buckles on the side. I like this. This is another one of those instances where I wish that we had like these holes, instead of being like painted on, we had little metallic pieces or something to actually have a hole in the hat. Regardless, this is still pretty cool. There's 12 different swatches of this. Some where the band has a little pattern on it, some where the little band is solid, and then we have an all black and an all white version of the hat. And lastly, we've got the upside down watering can with the eggs, like a little bird's nest on top, completed with some bird poop, which is gross. And it's for that character that like sells the gnomes in the town. This comes in 10 different swatches, so you are free to also make your own sim who loves wearing a little upside down watering can. Oh, and it's nice to see that we actually have some clean swatches of this if we want to use that. So wanted to make sure you saw the headpieces, and we have a new head decorations category specifically, which I think will be good for occults moving forward. Okay, starting with the feminine tops, we got this sweater. Comes in 15 different variants. Kind of has like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a leaf inspired knit. I think that's what's going on. Because I was gonna say like maybe like a Celtic knot, but I don't think that's what's going on. I think it's like a flower leaf thing, which is kind of cool. Then we have this crop top with the flutter sleeves and the shirted waist. This is a cute little top. I like this one a lot. I like the like two-tone that's happening with that swatch and then some of these other swatches here. This is a cute little top, although I can't tell necessarily what the matching bottoms were when I was looking at this before. We've got this jacket, which is kind of like a, I don't know, sparkly jean jacket or sparkly kind of corduroy jacket. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is not my favorite item. And even when I saw it in the trailer, I was like, I don't know, I like this. So TBD on how often, if ever, I use this, okay? We have this mesh top with the tank top underneath. This comes in 11 different swatches. Oh, I love this. I love this with like the little daisy, sunflower, whatever little moment. I also like the little fungi too. I just kind of, sometimes I'd be clicking stuff and I'm not actually looking at it. Oh, and I love this one. I literally love the ombre, okay? This is like, I feel like this is my favorite little top. It reminds me of something that maybe we got in high school years or something like that. And then we have this like flower tube top kind of moment that definitely goes with the skirt that this sim is already wearing. And it has like a little corset in the back. So this has 12 different swatches that you can see here. The corset is not, it's not like actually tied off of this item. It's just kind of painted on, but you know, it still looks pretty cool because the texture of the actual item and the way that these petal kind of leaf moment kind of comes off is kind of cool. So I will let it slide, but I do wish that it was like actually, you know, the mesh accounted for that. For bottoms, we're already wearing this skirt. This skirt comes in 12 different options that I think coordinate with the top that this sim is already wearing. Like if I have the orange version of this, I can get like the orange top if you would like, right? And then the back has the same sort of thing with like the ties. We have these like jeans with the botanical design at the bottom, and then also like the botanical design in the pockets. These are so cute, honestly. I really do like these. These seem like they kind of coordinate well with like that mesh top. And then we have more of a plain option. The bottom of this kind of like kicks up a little bit, like they're kind of like wide leg at the bottom and then kind of accommodate for shoes. We have this like maxi skirt with like a buckle on it, and this comes in 13 different swatches. Oof, love this print. I love a print, okay? I like this print too. I think I said when I saw the trailer that this print reminds me of some rug that we got with high school years, specifically the black with the green and the pink. It's making me think of a rug that I've used a lot for high school years, but then you have the solid neutral swatches. We have this skirt here, which I think is supposed to be like apothecary-y, and this comes in 11 different swatches. Now this has like a little pocket that comes off here that you can see, and that does like come out. It's not just painted on. So I do appreciate that. I like when like the things that are represented in the texture are creating like an actual 3D effect, and they're not just like, I don't know, basically like a sticker on an item. We have another maxi skirt with the tie, but the tie isn't really there. It's just painted on. And the shirring here is just painted on, versus the top here where like we have this like elastic sewing moment that is actually ruffled. Like I'm like, oh man, I wish the skirt would have done that too. Maybe because like if you mix and match with other tops, like that would be annoying with the skirt. Either way, this has like some swirls on it. This variation of stars, I love this with like the butterfly wing print. I love this. But this skirt has 12 different variations. So I feel like this one I can see me using a lot. I find this super cute, and I find these two items together cute. And then lastly, we have these pants with the buttons and like the buckles on the side. None of those are textural elements. They're just like painted on. But this is a more neutral item that has some like kind of like corduroy texture. Next up, we have the full body items that we got from Enchanted by Nature. Okay, we have this full body outfit that I think is also kind of tagged as swim, because that's kind of how we've seen it in the trailer. But there's 13 different swatches of this. I love the little small prints of like this one here. I think this is really cute. And then this, the sleeves that are just not attached, they're just on the arms, which I don't personally like clothes like that, so I tend to avoid that. We've got this long formal dress with like some sparkles in it in 12 different swatches. I like this. I can see me using this in more instances than just like a fairy tale moment. Like I can see me putting like a celebrity sim in a dress like this for their wedding or something. That's really cool. We've got this dress, which is definitely giving like enchanted fairy vibes. You are a mystical woodland creature coming to deliver me news from some far off land that I wasn't familiar with. Like that's what this is giving me. Whereas this is giving me moo-moo. This is giving me, I'm just doing chores around the house. Please don't really bother me. I'm not going outside today. But I also love that we have something like that. And I love the way that this looks in general. I'm like, this looks like something I would wear in real life in my house when I'm just like, leave me alone. We have like a cutesy little dress, again, with some more ruffles and then some more sparkles. I think the more I've seen this, the more I like it. I'm not sure if I liked it at first, but it may have grown on me. I do think that this is actually a really cute little dress. We've got some overalls with like a tube top and some floral prints. And then I like how this is like a mesh, you know, the username is just killing the vibe. Can you move, girl, please? Thank you. This comes in 13 different swatches. I don't know, I feel like this is one of my favorite items. This is, cause I love this like concept. This is super cute. And then there's another set of overalls with a little bandeau top underneath, and then like the rolled cuffs with the different print designs. Like, I want to say maybe this is Celtic. Again, it might be Celtic, might be botanical, but yeah, this one, I think I like the little peekaboo happening with the pocket up here. To me, this is super cute. Now this dress is lit, especially for like your fairy sims. If you want to make little fairy sims, oh my goodness, I love the like butterfly dress. Again, this is one of those things that I feel like could be super fun to use if you have high school years, like this being your Sims prom dress or something, could be so fun. Or going to like the Starlight Accolade Awards if you have the Get Famous pack. This dress is like an upside down flower with some sparkles on it. I think that the creativity with the CAS and the build buy in this pack really shines through. Like they definitely went like very whimsical, fairy, like it's like super obvious. Mother Nature might be wearing this dress, not entirely sure, but we do get the option to use it. This does have like a bunch of moss and stuff at the bottom, which to me limits the instances where I might want to use this. But we do have this option, which I feel like would be a super dope like wedding dress option, right? If like you have a sim who just is like, I just love being outside in nature, right? And then this kind of like, I don't know, elfin style outfit that does come with shoes. So you don't need to put shoes on your sim for this. I don't know if they will show even. So yeah, this is like a full outfit head to toe. There are some outfits with the careers. I don't have them unlocked. So that's something for you to figure out if you decide to get the pack. Moving on to accessories, we did get an arm cuff, which I do like this little arm cuff. Comes in 12 different swatches. Looks very sharp to wear in real life, but dang if it's not cute, right? So glad to have something like that. We have some new fingerless gloves. I think good for like the apothecary skill, or if you're going out and you're gardening. Comes in 9 different swatches, almost had 7. And then we have this like long gloves option, which you saw kind of matches the tights that we got in this pack. Okay, these definitely coordinate with each other. And these gloves come in 13 different swatches, it looks like. So again, considering the nature of this pack being like for fairies and stuff, like if you wanted to make like a torn but still like cool like fairy outfit, you could totally do that. And then we have the tights version of this, which comes in those same matching coordinating swatches. So I'm just kind of clicking through them so you can kind of see really quickly, but then boom, yeah, like these match. Moving on, we did get these little socks with little flowers on them, and then like the scalloped edge. These I actually love these. These are super cute. It comes in 12 different swatches. And this makes me want to make sure I'm putting my Sims in socks. Sometimes I forget that we have socks and I don't often use them. So this is like, oh, I gotta make sure to use these because these are super cute. And then we have 4 shoes that are tagged as feminine specifically. I'll take away the tags because you can see we've got 1 extra pair of shoes that's tagged as masculine. These kind of like hand stitch situation with like leaves at the top. This comes in 12 different swatches. So you can see that most of them are just like natural looking, but I like the like hand stitch feel of these. But then we also have these like gladiator tie-up sandals. Comes in 12 different swatches, and it has like, I don't know, leaves or something kind of like stuck in them. I think that's what's supposed to be happening down here. We've got these boots as well with like the hand painted element on some of the swatches. So you can see here, like these ones have the like hand painted flower, but then like these ones are solid. Then we've got some solid that are kind of dirty, and then like black and white, and they have a little buckle on the side. So I feel like these are a good addition. These are interesting flowers that I wasn't sure how I felt about them when I first saw them. This little petal like moment that's happening at the ankle is actually really cool. So this is another one of the items that I think the more I've seen it, the more I'm like, it's grown on me, although I'm not sure how often I'm gonna use them. I do like the bow that's in the front, but I'm not sure how I like the little ball on top of the bow, whatever that is. But I mean, like, I don't know, I get it. Like, these are cute, and they're definitely themed for this pack, super specific. Yes. We also have hooves, or these little, I mean, you know, I don't know, animal feet kind of thing. Perfect if you're making a certain kind of little fairy. I'm not super like familiar with fairy lore, so yeah, I feel like this is someone is super happy to have these, but yeah, these are shoes that you can equip at any given point. Now, using a female sim with a masculine frame, I'll just quickly click through so you can see how these items look on that frame. You know, actually, let me take off these shoes. I find that like this dress looks really good. Sometimes with these items, when we like switch the frame of the sim, we get like random little distorting and like weirdness happening with some of the items. So like this distorts weird because I think it's supposed to be accommodating the bust in a different way to the waist. So it does look a little odd, but like this dress looks fantastic on this sim, right? This dress looks also really good. The dresses I think are translating pretty well. This is translating okay, but like, I don't know, the overalls were being a little weird. These overalls look great. It was really just this one. For the tops generally look good. Yeah, like this one looks really good. I just love this top. Oh, I didn't realize it had a keyhole in the back. So cute. I love this top. Yeah, and this like petal top looks good. And then for the bottoms, obviously these pants look good. The skirt looks okay. It like makes her waist look super, super long in a way that I'm like, is this supposed to look like that? But in general, I think in general, most of the things are translating over pretty good. Like the gloves look okay. Yeah, the gloves look okay. You know, the socks obviously are gonna be fine. Yeah, the tights are gonna be fine, you know, most likely. And then for the shoes, I think the shoes in general look pretty good this time around. You know, sometimes when you put the feminine frame shoes on a female masculine frame sim, they distort really badly. So these ones look like everything is going according to plan. So for the items that are tagged as masculine, we got a few extra items that we didn't see before. And matter of fact, hold on, before I even, this is what I'm talking about. Because there's all this extra stuff that I don't see when things are tagged for masculine and feminine, right? So we've got these, I'm just gonna look at everything right now. So we've got these extra tops that are tagged as masculine. Comes in, what is this, 11 different swatches. And I mean, like, this is really cute. Like, why can't I put this on my feminine sims? I don't know, but I like this top as well, this like rolled up option. The top that we were just looking at, you know what? I like that this has like the solid and the ones with the different designs on it. I didn't realize that. This one I think obviously is supposed to work like if your sim, you know, does the apothecary stuff because it has like the little vials and stuff like that. We've got this tee, and I guess is kind of like a variation of this. The designs are different. Oh, I like this, like, I don't know, like texture, like almost like a heather blue kind of thing. Or I don't know if it's supposed to be like dirty and sweaty. I'm not sure what's going on here, but this t-shirt's kind of cool. Oh, what is this, like little fairy kind of like thing? I don't know. Ooh, I like the print on that. Ooh, we got some different color variations. And then the Sim team has been giving us all these deep V, like one button, kind of like button downs. They've been in their like sexy button down era. I love that for us though. The way that this looks on this sim, I don't think is as great as maybe what it's gonna look like, you know, because it's a masculine tag shirt, but I like that we have that option. We also have this one. Oh, sorry, the previous shirt had 12 different swatches. This one also has 12 different swatches. And another peekaboo moment with the pocket. So you can see like the flowers and the little design changing coming out of the pocket. This t-shirt has kind of like the texture of like a topography. So I like that for that variation on this t-shirt, but then there's other little designs. I like this t-shirt a lot, and it's kind of like tucked into the pants. So this might be like my favorite little tee that we have in this pack. And then we have like a hoodie with like a big old butterfly on the back. So let me see, this one has 12 different swatches, and I just want to see, yeah, where the design changes. It seems like the front is basically staying the same. If there's like a little design on it at all. Nope. Okay, I'm a liar. That's why I'm like, I'm looking at the front and the back to see like, oh, what's changing about these? So we have a few solid options. If you just want a solid little hoodie, this is a good one to have. Rainbow? Huh? Okay, so we have a rainbow swatch. I'm telling you, new stuff to add to my rankings, okay? And then, yeah, this we got all the way through with this one. And then we have this like jacket kind of like top look. I mean, I guess this is a masculine top. I understand that in real life, there are items that are for like people who dress masculine and for people who dress feminine. And like, we understand that. We understand what that means. In The Sims though, sometimes I'm like, y'all are making stuff that I do think looks really good just for any sim, right? But technically this stuff is tagged as masculine. And you can tell that it, like in this case, like this item, I'm like, this is probably gonna look better on a masculine frame sim that wears masculine clothing, right? Because of what it's doing in this area for the sim is not very like, it's not doing the sim any favors. There's 12 different swatches on this as well. This top with like the leaves hanging down. So whatever's happening up here is actually it's part of the mesh. There is like a 3D moment happening here, but then the rest of this is painted on. I wonder how like what that process looks like for them, because I think sometimes for me like this looks really crisp right here in the way that this is at the top of the buttons, but then the rest of this looks really pixelated. I'm just curious of like how that happens and how if and how it can be fixed. And then we have this like jacket top. To me, this reminds me of like, I don't know, ice skaters for some reason. But this comes in 12 different swatch variants. It does not seem like we got anything that was different when I remove the feminine tag and full body though. So that is interesting. Let me go back to my favorite little t-shirt. Maybe I won't use this one because this one hangs over. Maybe I'll just use that one. And then let's look at the other bottoms that we got. We got these bottoms here with like the stitching and then like this little pouch. Let me get rid of these shoes. This comes in 12 different swatch variants, and oh, there's like pink in here. That's interesting. And like this tying down here, I'm not exactly sure. Does someone know why you would want to do that as a fashion choice? And also, what top does this go with? Are these the ones that go together? I guess I'm curious. Okay, yeah, this kind of looks like it's supposed to be a set because these textures kind of go together. Okay, interesting. And then these bottoms, which clearly go with this. Yeah, this is all one look. Oh, and then look, there's like the mesh back. I may have already called that out, but I'm not remembering right now. And so yeah, so this comes in 12 different swatches that match what the top does. So if I pick this third swatch here, and then I can go and have it match with this third swatch here. I don't know. I'm like, what are we using this for? And then I guess for the shoes, if you get rid of the feminine tag, I'm thinking, yeah, these all go together in some capacity. Let me see if I click through these. Do these match? Maybe this doesn't go with this. Maybe this goes with something else. But looking at all the items on a masculine frame sim, you can see that this is what everything looks like. I'm just clicking through really quickly so you can see. But yeah, you can see how, I mean, I guess this is just like a weird style top. But some of the stuff just like does fit better on a masculine frame sim because I mean, that's what it was tagged as. That's what it was designed for. Oh, I didn't try on this one. I guess this one didn't come up for my sim in the different body frame. But I'm like, yeah, this one is the one that matches with those shoes, I guess, that I wasn't sure about. This comes in 15 different color swatches, which is a lot. The texture on this looks like it's supposed to kind of match like wood grain texture, and then there's leaves and that sort of thing. Yeah, does this go with the pants? Oh, and then we got this skirt. Oh, this skirt and these pants match. So these are two different things that I didn't see before. Okay, yeah, and then this has 12 different swatches. Y'all are seeing things mix, match, go together. The shoes are making a little bit more sense now. It's all, yeah, you know, it's all coming together, basically. But yeah, so even from there, if I just switch pants or whatever really quickly, you can see that the rest of these items on this sim look pretty solid. These items here are tagged as masculine. So I think these were also kind of made to go on both frames. I think all the clothes, if I remember correctly, were made to go on both frames pretty well. It's just more so about how do they look in practice. So like a masculine frame sim in all of these different items, so far to me looks pretty good. It's like these shoes, even in these shoes, it's doing a little bit of like the wide foot distortion, but not as much as it normally does in my opinion. So I think that that's, I don't know, pretty good. And then if I have a male sim with a feminine body frame, I'll just click through really quickly so you can see what this stuff looks like on this sim. And again, I think normally the distortion is really bad. And right now things are looking pretty decent. Just even clicking through all of these different things, it looks pretty decent on this sim. So I think they did take, a little bit more time to just make sure everything looked a little bit better depending on which frame you put the sim in. So I'm just clicking through all this stuff and nothing seems to be looking like super distorted or not, just not working well on the sim. I am just curious, so I did kind of make the sim larger just to see, like, does everything still look pretty good? Because sometimes when you put a plus size sim and stuff, it don't look as good. And I am seeing things, and the way that this looks, for the most part, the overalls are kind of doing something weird, but it could be because I'm switching between so many different frames. Ugh, this dress, I love this dress. But overall, things seem to be looking pretty good on the larger bodied sim as well. So, okay, Enchanted by nature. So yeah, I'm about to switch to children. There's no fairy form. It's letting me know that the fairy form will delete when I switch it to children, and then it cannot be undone. So again, reiterating that point. So looking at what children get 3 new tops. These tops come, like this first top comes in 12 different variants. So it's kind of like a little petal flower collar thing, and then some have like little detailing around the hem of the top, so that's actually kind of cute. We've got this button down top, similar to what the adults have, so I do like that there's kind of like a kid and adult version of this top. And then we've got this top with like little fairy wings, so we've got 12 different variations of this as well. So I love this, it's so cute. So kids don't get any new bottoms, but they do get 2 new full body looks. So we've got this one, there's 12 different variations of this. The detail on this is kind of reminding me of like a butterfly. So I think that's what they're going for here, a butterfly or a bug, or just like a natural pattern, that you find in nature. And then we have this like petal dress with like sparkles on the straps, and then it's kind of supposed to be like shimmery tulle, I think is what's happening here. 12 different swatches of this, some of which have some different designs. So I think this is also really cute. We've got this little logo thing that kind of matches whatever they put on the adult sweatshirt. Kids did get new little jelly shoes. I am obsessed with the fact that kids got these little jelly shoes because I just love bringing back some of that like 90s nostalgia. I don't even know if these shoes are specifically 90s, but that's what it makes me think of. Just these jelly shoes equal childhood, and I'm glad that we have them. So kids got new body paint. If you click into here, you can see that there's like a little butterfly, little variant on this sim's arm and hand, and it comes in 6 new little swatches. So I love this, and you can stack them on top of each other as well. So that's little butterflies. This one looks like little, I don't know, sea animals or something, and there's 6 different swatches of this as well. And then for the other arm, there's like flowers and stuff. And there's 6 swatches of this. And then they're like treated like tattoos. It says body paint though. And so you can kind of change the opacity of them and of the different swatches. I do wish you could shift the hue and stuff, but this is still really cute. Oh my goodness, I love this. For toddlers, we have this new full body outfit variant with like a little like petals and like the poofy little blouson shorts. There's 9 different swatches of this full body outfit. And then we also have kind of like a fairy wings butterfly variant full body outfit that we saw the children have. Yeah, it's like the one with like the butterflies. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. And there are 12 different swatches of this, and you can see that the little butterfly wings change for each swatch. So this is a cute little variant. But then yes, the kids also have the little fairy wings, and they have acorns on the pocket. So you can see that this changes for all 12 different swatches. So I'll click through this, and then I'll turn the little sim around so you can see the little fairy wings and how the designs change and how the colors change depending on, which swatch it is. I love this. Toddlers also got the little jelly shoes that came with children, although the swatches are kind of broken in this version of the game. So I'm hoping that the final version of the game, they fix this. And then for infants, We got that same full body outfit that we saw with the toddlers. That's the petals and the little blouson shorts. And then the same version of the little butterfly outfit with the little onesie. I'm like, I want them to do this more. I'm like, yes, just give us similar to same variants across all ages every time we get a new pack. Doesn't matter if it's an expansion pack or not, although I am happy to see in the expansion pack, we got all of these new outfit pieces. And then infants also got the little jelly sandals. Look at the little feet, the little jelly sandals, so cute. I'm loving this. Now for children hair, children got a lot of the same sort of hairstyles that the adults got. So I'm gonna change this so you can really see what the hair is giving. But like, yeah, these same little haircuts that we already saw with like the adult frames, these all come for children, including the Rapunzel hair and the Rapunzel hair with the tinsel. We've got the Afro textured hair with the tinsel. So I'm glad the kids got this. That same curly hair, the same dreadlock style. This one with the leaves, I feel like is really kid appropriate because like, you know, kids would just be doing whatever. And then this slick back style. So look at all of these hairs that children got. I love this for this pack. Toddlers got 2 different hairstyle variants. So they got the one, the long straight hair with the leaves, and then the kind of like tapered cut. No Afro textured hair though. I do wish that we had gotten some sort of variation of the like pigtail kind of thing. Like something like this for toddlers would have been cute. Even if not all this hair. I don't know. I just feels like a little bit of a mess. Or even I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just saying I feel like I'm missing something, okay? With the hairs that we got for toddlers. And then nothing for infants at all. So there's that. Toddlers did get this like upside down little petal hat though, which is on one of the gnome items in Build Buy. So I do like that they have this little option. I think this is really cute. And like I said, infants have this as well in those same 9 color swatches. So this is just like a funny little thing to have for your like teeny tiny little Sims. We did get a couple of new styled looks. So we've got this new Wings and Whimsy styled look for children. So you can see that same full body outfit with the jelly sandals. It's tagged as feminine, so there's no full body masculine outfits for children. For styled looks for adults, we've got this styled look, the Sims and the beach, with the little flower socks, the button down that we saw that children also have a variation of that button down, and then the earring look that we have. My Sim still has the face tattoo, so that's why that's still there. And for feminine tag style looks, we have the flutter and skirt styled look with the jacket that I'm not entirely sure about. And then we've got Nature's Body, which is interesting that the styled look includes like painted nails, but not the like matching gloves. So that could, I mean, you know, I'm just surprised. Maybe they didn't want to overdo it, but I'm like, this is the nature pack. Maybe it was because of the cuff. I don't know. Either way, this is cute. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this showcase of everything that we're getting in the Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. If you enjoyed this video and it was helpful in helping you decide that you actually are going to purchase The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature, please consider using my creator code vstreetlove when you check out on the EA app or Sims 4 website. When you type vstreetlove in the promo code box at checkout, I get a small commission on the sale. It's not a discount. No, it is not a discount, but it is a way to support me as a creator. And if you don't want to support me because you're a hater and you don't like me and you watched this whole video and you got to this point and you're like, actually, I'm not sure about her, please consider using someone's creator code in that promo box. When you type in a creator's creator code in the promo box, they get a commission on the sale. It's like literally 5 or 7 cents of every dollar. It's a way to support creators in the creator community at no extra cost to you. So if you insist on not putting vstreetlove in the promo box, please consider using someone's promo code. And honestly, like, please use vstreetlove. Like, why not use my creator code in the box? Like, it's, anyway, I'm going to continue exploring this pack on lives, in videos, so make sure you are subscribed to my channel. You like and share this video if you found it helpful, and you turn on the post notifications so you know when my next video goes up. I go live weekly on this channel as well in general, so you are going to want to be subscribed if you just want to hang out with me. But don't worry, there's more fun to be had on my channel. Check out the other videos out on my channel, and until next time, y'all, da-da!